Hello everyone, back to tuning into the 5th Summer 2023 update from GavsWeatherVids. So here we go again, trying to bring you another summer update. This week we're looking at more March data, following on from last week's March/LEO special. This week we're looking at March central temperature and England and Wales rainfall data. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just save that first video, say your 6 AM upload, and we've got a 10 to 14 day with all of regular features coming up for you later on this afternoon. So if you could, please like, share and subscribe on the videos. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. Thank you so much to Richard. Thank you so much, Rich, for our lovely summer 2023 updates gift. The guy on the island, I don't know, he's getting away from it all, isn't he? Getting away from all of the rain that we've had, isn't he? Yeah, thank you so much, Rich, for our summer 2023 updates gift. We are going to name the crab. We've only had like 2 or 3 entrants last week, so we need a few more before we can, put everybody's entry onto the name picker. So if you'd like to name the crab, then post in the comments, and we've got enough entries. I think we probably need to get to around sort of 7, 8, something like that, maybe 10, to be able to do a proper competition type thing. So if you want to name a crab, then please post it in the comments. Thank you so much to Richard Ben for the gift. Thank you so much to Schreier for the help on the update, getting the years together. Thank you so much to Schreiber for doing that. Hashtag Team Gav. Working away as always. Whoa. I'm like the ringmaster, aren't I? Gav's the ringmaster. I don't know, do you? Right, well, anyway, thank you to Richard and Schreier. Okay, let's turn off the webcam then. And we'll dig, shall we? So we're going to start off with the CET part of the update. So, March central temperature confirmed at 7.0. Goodness gracious me, which was 1.5 degrees nearly above the 1919 average. So for this update, we're going to be looking at summers following a March with a CET range of 6.5 to 7.0. That's just because it works out a little bit easier to be able to do the update. Sometimes we'll have like that 7.0 slap bang in the middle of the range, but this time it just works out a little bit easier, I think, if you do it at 6.5, 7.0. So here we go. Let's do this, shall we? If you are enjoying our summer updates, by the way, we will be releasing our summer 2023 forecast at the end of May. I think it'll be the 28th of May, but we're doing that. So, yeah, if you're enjoying the summer updates and you're waiting for the forecast, then please give us a like on the video and make sure you sub to the channel to be able to see more weather content, including summer 2023 updates and the summer 2023 forecast at the end of May. Okay, here we go then. So, our first year following March CET range of 6.5 to 7.0 is a summer of 1952. This was with a ridge of above average heights out in the Atlantic and below average heights to east and northeast jet stream and wind flow, doing something a little bit like that. So it's quite a cool and unsettled summer that we have in 1952. They have quite a big gap to 1966. This is a very wet summer with low pressure just basically across much of northern and western Europe, really. So 1966 is a very wet year. It includes a wet summer. It does have a nice day when England wins the World Cup, though, which I think was the 3rd shift of June, maybe 66. So that is like a nice day within what was a pretty poor summer. But then again, most of the summers in the 1960s were really bad. Only a 1-year gap then to 1967. This one is rather mixed. It's not as bad as like some of them in the 1960s. You know, there are some real singers in the 60s. This is a little bit better, but nothing much to write home about. It's another pretty mixed summer in the middle of the summer of love, of course. summer of love. Right, where we go on? I'm so sorry, everybody. I love you. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm going to go on to 19. So I'm being very silly. I'm a bit giddy. I got myself giddy when I was doing the updates on April Fool's Day. And I'm going to start calming myself down. Right, okay. Our next summer is 1972. Here we go, man. This one's another pretty poor summer, actually, with below average heights through much of northern and western Europe. So that's a very mixed summer as well. We're going to get a decent one. This is 77. And this isn't that good either. This very quickly brings to an end the couple of very hot, dry summers of 75, 76. This one go down the tubes, really. It's quite a dry summer, so it does have that going for it. It's not a washout. The low pressure actually centred down to Biscay of that. So it's not a particularly wet summer. It's actually quite a dry summer, but temperatures aren't much to write home about with that one. And then we've got another bad summer, oh dear, from 1978. This one with above average heights, high pressure out in the Atlantic, below average heights to our north and east, and winds are coming in from an easterly direction, or a northeasterly direction. That's quite a cold, wet sort of summer in 1978, pretty grim. A long gap then to 1993, and this one is like a cool, dry summer, actually, with higher pressure just out to our west and lower pressure to our east and northeast. We bring winds in from the northwest. At least we do get a nice early summer with that one, so we get a nice May and June combination, particularly June, with a reasonable amount of dry and warm weather, but there's a cold front that pushes southwards on, I think, the 8th of July, 1993, and once that cold front, very active cold front, with lots of heavy rain, thunder and that, and once that pushes through, then the rest of the summer is pretty much a right off. Although it's not wet, it's not a wet summer, but it's just cool, dry, with many, many days cloudy and cool. Another long gap then, 2004. The next time I have a March CET range of 615.7.0 is March 2004. This was a very strange summer. It's like a hot, tropical, but also really wet summer. And of course, it has the Boscastle floods in August of 2004. August 2004 is an exceptionally wet month, but also a very warm month, regularly getting the remnants of hurricanes and tropical storms in the North Atlantic as areas of low pressure. So it's quite a strange summer, quite a bizarre summer in 2004. 2011 is it's a roll call bits, isn't it? Of bad summers, really. 2011 with northern blocking. We're in high latitudes and a trough of low over the west of Europe, so that pretty much speaks for itself. 2015 looks like that. Now, 2015 does have a heat spike, so it's generally quite a poor summer with low pressure out to west. So generally, most of the summer 2015 is cool and unsettled. However, it's like the first summer of the run that go all the way up to last summer, 2022. It's the first summer that has one really extreme heat spike, and that happens at the end of June and into the opening day or so of July, where we get the temperature almost to 100 Fahrenheit, I think, on the first day of July 2015. But other than that, it's a pretty poor summer. Then we've got 2020, so this is a mixed sort of summer. Has a little bit of everything. You know, we've got some higher pressure in the Atlantic, some low pressure over the UK, some high pressure towards Scandinavia as well. So that's mixed summer. Does have some hot days, include some, some heat waves, some heat spikes are included in that summer. Also some very cool, wet days, very windy days later on in August as well. So there's something for everyone, really, in the summer of 2020. But August actually is very hot, for either first half of it, and it was almost 18 Celsius CET August. It's only the fact that it gets cool and windy in the last sort of week or so of the month that stops that from happening. Though a pretty decent August. Right, putting all of that together then, this is how all Junes combined are looking, following March CET range as 6.5 to 7.0. Looks unsettled, doesn't it? With lots of low pressure across the north and the west of Europe. So a wet June signal there. July looks like that. Probably not as wet, but not that good, with the below average heights more towards our east and some high pressure in the Atlantic. We probably bring in the wind from like a northwesterly direction a lot of the times. That could be like a cool, dry sort of signal for the July, but certainly nothing to get that excited about. And then the August looks like this is how all August combined is looking again. Some higher pressure towards Iceland, some lower pressure to our south. That could be quite a wet pattern actually for the August. It might be a little bit volatile. You know, if there's warm air associated with all that low pressure to the south, then it might be sort of thundering of that in August. August could be very lively, but generally that looks like quite a cool, wet signal for August. And overall, this is how all summers combined are looking, following March CET range of 6.5 to 7.0. And it's not great. I think that's a bit of understatement of the year, Gav. With the, I'm so sorry, the below average nights across most of northern and western Europe. And high pressure in the Atlantic. And the jet stream doing something a little bit like that. So a very unsettled signal for those summers. Right, so that's the first sector. I think I'll have a little pause there. And you go off and digest what you just witnessed, and you know, maybe I don't know, maybe get the Prozac out or something. And we'll be back shortly, and we'll go through the second set and see if they're any better. Right, so see you in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. Hello there. We're back and we're ready to resume the 5th summer 2023 update from GavsWeatherVids. If you have his slurring words now, what's he been up to in the break? What's he up to? That's what you're wondering, isn't it? No, if you've enjoyed the summer update so far, then please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for that. And if you wonder what the hell am I watching, still give us a sub anyway. Thanks so much, everyone. Right, well, we're going to persevere then. So we had a pretty grim pretty grim set of analogues, like for this 5th update start off with. The first set wasn't the best, I think it's fair to say. Let's see what the second set has to say. And this is going to be concerning England and Wales precipitation for March. So we've had an exceptionally wet March, and we can see here from Hadley that up to the 30th of March, we have 124.6 millimetres of rain for England and Wales precipitation, which is 190% of the average. Goodness gracious me. Almost double the expected average. And that does mean that we have actually had a top 10 wettest March since 1950. Now, you know how we love a countdown. Da, 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 da. All right, pop pickers. So you know how we love a countdown at GavsWeatherVids. So we're very simply going to be doing summers following the top 10 wettest Marches since 1950. And we start off with 1963. So this summer is a mixed summer with below average heights across much of northern and west Europe. Of course, it follows on from the daddy of cold winters. Whoa. Well, it's a pretty grim summer. And again, as I say, most of them were in the 1960s. At number 9, we've got 2008. The 9th wettest March is 2008. And this one, again, it has blocking within the high latitudes, low pressure across the north and west of Europe. That's a really poor signal as well. And that was a cool, wet summer we had in 2008. At number 9, we got 1992. This one not sorry. This is low pressure to our northwest, some high pressure to our east. It's a front-loaded summer, what we call a classic front-loaded summer, in that the warmest, driest weather is occurring in the early part of the summer, or the front part of the summer, in May and June, and then early July it starts to wobble, culminating in a cool, wet August. Then we've got 1988 at number 7. This is one of the worst Julys of the 20th century, actually. One of the coldest, wettest Julys of the 20th century. And the rest of the summer, not as bad as July, but it's a pretty grim summer from beginning to end that we have in 1988. I think August is about the best of it, but even that's not much to write home about. Number 6, we've got 2001. This is quite a mix-up, but it's quite warm. So it does have that going for it. There's a lot of unsettled weather in this summer, a few heat waves as well, and often quite volatile. It gets hot, it quickly breaks down into torrential rain and thunderstorms. At least it is quite a warm summer, that has that going for it. Now. Wow. Woo! Look at this, at number 5. We've got 2018, finally. In this update, we have actually got a hot summer to look at. So here it is, 2018, with high pressure, a ring of high pressure, really. I've spoken about this before, but it's a very bizarre sort of anomaly. But we have this ring of high pressure around the northern hemisphere, surrounding the deep low pressure that is in here over the Arctic and over Greenland. Anyway, the main part for us is the area of high pressure of the Azores, reaching into the north and west of Europe. So we get a very, very hot June and July, and it does go a little bit wobbly in August. It's a cooler, wetter August, letting the side down a little bit in August, but otherwise it is a hot summer and a very, very, very hot July that we have in 2018. At number 4, we've got 1951. This is just a cold, wet summer. Really, or a cool, wet summer. Lots of low pressure through the north and the west of Europe. But number 3, look at this. Number 3, we have the summer of 2023. But we've only got questions at the moment, because we do not know what the summer of 2023 has in store, do we? But that's what we're trying to find out, though. We're trying to answer those questions, so we will have to when we come to do the summer forecast. So the third wettest March in 2015 is that of 2023. Goodness gracious me, what a downjuice it's been. At number 2, we've got 1979. So March 1979 was the second wettest March in 1950. A lot of that was snow, of course. It was a very cold and wintry month. But the summer, it's mixed and cool, really. It does have a few drier, warmer days here and there, but overall it's a pretty mixed summer, to be honest. And then at number 1, this is it. This is it, pop figures. At number 1, we've got 1981. Wettest March since 1950 is that of 1981. This one with high pressure above average heights out to the Atlantic, low pressure up towards Scandinavia, and winds coming in very often from a northwesterly type direction. It's a cool and dry summer, quite an unusual combination for summer. Often in summer, if it's cool, it will be wet, and if it's warm, hot, it will be also dry. But you do get variations of that, like 2004 is an example of the hot, wet summer. And 1981 is an example of a cool, dry summer. So this one, you know, not particularly exciting summer, quite a boring summer, really, but unusual for its pattern. Right, okay, let's put all that together and then we're done. So this is how all Junes combine. Now, following the top 10 wettest Marches, we have an anticyclonic signal for the June. So, you know, not too bad, actually. I bet you was expecting it to be worse than that, wasn't you? So, some higher pressure signals for June there. However, look what happens in July. Lower pressure below average heights plunging in from the north on average. Of course, there are years exceptions, but deviate from that 2018 is there, for example, very, very hot July. But overall, putting all of them together, that's what you come out with. Like, it is a signal for cool, wet July, and even worse in August, with again lots of low pressure in the North Atlantic across the northwest Europe. So that looked like very much indicative and very much like a front-loaded summer with the warmest, driest weather occurring in the earlier part of the summer in June. And then it's down the tubes after that. And it's how all summers combined looking lastly following the top 10 wettest Marches. It is an unsettled signal with plenty of low pressure all over the place. And it just doesn't look very inspiring, really, that does it? But never mind, it's only one update. And we're done. If you enjoyed this video, please if you like, share, and subscribe. I hope, you know, you've been laughing with me rather than at me. Hope so. If you've enjoyed the video, if you haven't enjoyed it, even if you haven't enjoyed the video, please give us a like anyway. Sub and all of that good stuff. And thank you so very much, everybody, for that. Thank you so much, Richard, for the incredible updates gift, summer updates gift. Thank you so much, Rich. And I know Richard will be laughing along with this and wondering what's Gav up to, what's he on. And thank you so much to Shryan as well. Thank you so much to Shryan Brewing for the help, you know, getting the years together. Thank you so much to Richard Shryan. Hashtag Team Gav. I don't know, do you? Right, just to say there's no summer update next week. We're pausing the summer updates for 1 week. And next week we will be doing Solar Sunday on Easter Sunday. So, notice only next week. The 6th summer update will be in 2 weeks' time. So, we shall see then how things are looking with our 6th update. Virtually at halfway point then, by the way. Goodness gracious me. I'll have to start getting a little bit semi-serious, man, won't I? Anyway, thank you so much. We'll be back later on with your 10 of 14 there, including all of the break features. Come back for that then. For the 5th summer 2023 update. That's all for now. And thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye for now.